well, he says he's putting together his own report, except his report isn't going to the minister. He probably may share that with us later on. Now, moving on, the Gyaasehenen of Wasa Apinto traditional area who went AWOL this week is back in his community. Dr. Nana Adarkwa Bediako III went missing on July 14 amid speculations he may have been kidnapped. Police and national security officers then launched a search for him. His family, however, revealed on Joy News Prime Thursday night that he had re-established contact and that he was fine. The chief has since been reunited with his subjects. Police in the Western region say he has told them he wasn't kidnapped.
The information we are gathering right now is that Nana Adarkwa Bediako III has come to the police station, and when he was interviewed, he said he was never kidnapped. And honestly, he doesn't know who sent out the message that he has been kidnapped. But what happened was that yesterday, on the 3rd, 15th, he went to bank to cash some money because he needed to buy some instruments for, I think, the Pentecost church within Tarkwa area. So from the bank, there's an instrument shop just around that area. So he decided to take a walk there and make some enquiries. So whilst he was going, there was this gentleman that he doesn't know. The gentleman just bumped into him and told him that, Nana, some people are planning to kill you. So immediately he took the next available taxi. He got there. And it's just unfortunate that he couldn't communicate with people. He had left his phones in his vehicle. So that is what happened. But he didn't disclose exactly where he went, but he said he was never kidnapped. This is what happened. He went and kidnapped.
So would police put any charges against him?
He has just given this statement. So I think we still have to investigate it. So I can't just give an answer now, but at the appropriate time we'll be able to come out with whatever the investigation will lead to. But this is what he is saying.
Now, Dr. Nana Adarkwa Bediako III joins us via Zoom to tell his story. Thank you very much, Nana, for making time to speak with us. So my first question is to you is, where have you been?
Okay. Thank you very much. Since yesterday, I've been in Tarkwa.
Before you appeared in Tarkwa.
I can take you back. Okay, so from Wednesday, I was in Tarkwa for most part of the day till about close to 5 o'clock when I had a call from, not a call, I was going to do my business around central Tarkwa. And just around the roundabouts, I got approached. I left my car and my stuff in there. I was just going out to buy something. And then I got this guy around the area looking a bit funny to me. And all of a sudden, one guy jumped up and tapped me and said, Nana, run. So I also, in a shock, went and took a taxi and drove off, and went away. But proud to the day, there has been an incident as far back as what was it? Sunday. I had a colleague of mine, a chairman, had a call from one Isaac Blay that he's going to take my life in 5 days, starting from the Sunday. He took the phone and went to the uncle, and he repeated the same statement. He's going to take my life in 5 days. So we reported it to the police, and I was a bit panicking at that time. So when the guys came to me and said that, I was a bit shocked. And I thought, yes, this is within the 5 days, he said. I panicked, and I went away and picked a car, a taxi, and went towards Tarkwa. And that is why I stayed.
All right. So Nana, you talk about how you stepped out of your vehicle to conduct some business, and you said you left without your phones. Is that regular that you leave your phones in your vehicle if you're going to conduct some business?
This particular area, where I parked my car is right in front of Abbey National Bank, and there's a security guard there. This is a place I I go there regular, maybe twice, 3 times in a day. And I very, very often leave my car there. So I'm known by the guys, and it happens a lot because I put my phones in my car just by me. And this one, I was just popping out and coming back in. So I went about 50 meters, roughly about 50 to 100 meters, not close. And then I got this tap. And I was, because I've already sensed
we appear to...
that I was in the tap. And that's the area they were coming from. So I was a bit shocked.
All right.
So I went down rather than going up and took a taxi.
So Nana, again, back to the point where you had to leave your phones in the car. You were saying that you had received this threat, which you had reported to the police. And so already you were tensed, or you were concerned about your safety. I would have thought that you would have gotten some security for yourself when you had to go about doing your business.
I had reported to the police at that time. I've gone to the police even that very morning. They've promised me that they're going to charge him to court. And I was I really didn't think that there was an imminent threat to my life at that moment until I got the tap. Then I got really confused and shocked, I should say. So I acted in the shock.
Yeah.
The issue is that when we're talking about people who does small-scale mining and galamsey, there are issues with some of them, and there are other guys involved who may think that the one who made this threat is the one who gives them food to eat, and therefore they want to undertake what he has said. Or I don't know the conversation that has gone on among them.
Right.
So
Nana, before we introduce the element of the galamsey and the motive for why anybody would want to hunt you down, you left. Let's go back to the story where you went to Takoradi. So you were in Takoradi, you picked a cab and went to Takoradi, and you stayed there.
Yes, I didn't want to actually say exactly where I went to, but I went from Tarkwa to Takoradi. And so I stayed there overnight. But the point is that I tried to make a call first to my wife. Her phone was off, because that's the number I could remember.
All right.
I later found out that he received a call, and she received a call and she also panicked. So she switched her phone up and took the kids somewhere. But in the morning, I tried again and again until I could remember there's a number that I called, but I think the combination, because of phones these days, it's really difficult sometimes putting these numbers in your head. But what I thought I was calling was actually not the right number. So I changed the combination a bit, then I got the right number. So I called it. And then he said, oh, it has been reported that you've been attacked, you've been kidnapped. And I said, no, I went to hide. I was running for my life, but I was not kidnapped. If that was the intention, that wasn't what happened. So let me come back. He said, yes, come back because there's so much noise about you being kidnapped. So I went back to Tarkwa.
All right. So otherwise, you probably may have stayed in Takoradi for a while longer.
I would have come back to Accra, actually. I would have traveled back to Accra because the way I felt, I thought maybe I would have been safer in Accra. But because of that story around being kidnapped, I thought, well, probably I should just go back.
Do you feel safe now after you had to flee and come back?
That's a difficult question, because if someone says to you that is going to kill you within 5 days, and didn't say to just an ordinary person, he said it to the Gyaasehenen, and then repeated it to the chief of Tarkwa, that I'm going to kill him within 5 days. I don't know. I don't wish it on anybody. It's quite scary. And I really feel, even though I'm not sure whether he himself or anyone else can carry out his threat, it was still panicking. And I still feel a bit shocked by it.
All right. So have you got in some personal security? We appear to have lost Dr. Adarkwa Bediako III, the Tarkwa Gyaasehenen there, but he's providing us some insight as to where he's been and what he's been.